Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream with Mint Markets. Today we have Wednesday. We have the economic calendar today. We have job openings at 10 a.m. so in like 4 minutes, and we had a huge down day yesterday. So we have a high impact news driver right away, but we will be very careful today in the morning session because we had such a huge down day. So the morning session today is likely to be a little bit more choppy, so we have to be more careful today. And we will still try to make some tape reading and maybe we'll find a trade as well. At the very beginning, let me tell you that all being said and shown here is my personal opinion. I'm not any kind of trade advisor or financial advisor. Do not really risk money on anything being said and shown here, neither if I give you analysis or live trades. All you do based on that is on your own risk, and you could potentially lose money. All right. Let me know if you are watching in the comments. And I'm pretty sure everything worked out. I will just mute myself so that you don't get any kind of feedback here. And we have news in about so that you don't get any kind of. We have news in about 2 minutes, and you can see that we have opened. We're now where we closed yesterday, so we are at the top end of this opening range gap. So where we closed yesterday in the evening, we opened lower and now traded back up and closed in the opening range gap completely. So we're just at the point where we closed yesterday. So that now we have an efficient market in terms of that. And yeah, also the red line here is the first presentation, the first fair value gap after 9:30. So we will watch that at a later point as well. We're now where we closed so far yesterday. We have here the first line at 8:30 opening price. So we are in a premium. We closed yesterday, and we have here the midnight opening price. So we are above that. So we are in a premium right now. And closed in the opening. Overall, I expect lower prices, not right away, maybe not in this session right away. So that, but I'm expecting market in terms of that lower prices, and yeah, also the news drivers just hit here, and I think we were going lower, as we can see here. That was a little bit too slow. That was what I was expecting anyways. We took buy side liquidity out here, and I expected lower prices, and we are in fact down to this. And we have here first presentation fair value gap here at the very moment. Above that, so we are in a premium right now. No trade opportunity, unfortunately, so far. One could have shorted not right away, maybe not the news, but session right away. Not a real setup in my opinion. I'm expecting market in terms of that, and we are back at the first fair value gap formed after 9:30, and we are back at the low premium low of this first fair value gap. So we are now back at the first fair value gap. We could use this as inversion fair value gap now, so that might be resistance, and we could go lower from here. We're still in a premium here, and we could also come back to the midpoint of this opening range gap. It's also possible, and we have relatively equal lows here, and we have a at 5.5 back at 17.25 we have also an old daily low, so I could see price come down here, and I've set liquidity here, so first a potential target for this session we are now back here 5.15. Now we are back to we came back to the midpoint, so we can see now if the midpoint is respected, and if we go lower from here. We're still in a premium here, and what I could see is that we midpoint of this opening range gap also so far it overshoots it pretty much. We have relatively equal lows here, and we have what I wanted to say is that we could see a retracement to the midpoint and another run lower to set these equal lows here. So this sell side liquidity here. I'm more interested in going short than long at this point in this session overall. Now we are back to the came back to the midpoint, so we can see now there is no real trade setup here. So after the news, we went lower quickly and came back up immediately. But I'm still favoring what I could see. We have not really taken out liquidity. We have taken out liquidity here, here, and here. But I still think there is some interest in lower prices overall, and also in this particular session here 5.517 and also could look at the daily chart here. I'm more interested in going short than we have the midpoint of this fair value gap here in this session. So let's see where now we are back to it's also an interesting area. So we can see now there is no real trade midpoint of this fair value gap here. It's 5.508, so that's also but I'm still favoring a level of interest. However, it is not very high probability at the very moment, because I have a downside target. I think overall we could still see more bearish movement. However, on the other hand, we have also some levels of interest above us. We have the midpoint of this wick here, which is basically 5.552, the old new day opening gap. We have an old low, the old Thursday low, so I think we could come back to this old daily low of Thursday 29, maybe touch the new week opening gap and also this wick, and then go lower at some point later. So the ideal session today will most likely be the afternoon session. The morning session today will be most likely a little bit harder. It will be harder to trade, and it will disrespect our levels, our stops probably a little bit more than usually. We have filled in this void here, came back once again to the high of this opening range gap, and I think we will again likely at some point take out the sell side liquidity here. I will put a small little mark here, maybe touch the new week opening gap. So that's what I could see at some point in this session. So here, sell side liquidity. We are back at the midpoint of this opening range gap here right now. And again, interesting to see will be if we can make it back up to the old Thursday's high here, new week opening gap, midpoint of this week, and then go lower, maybe throughout the day. And I think in this session again, likely at some point. Voice is multiplying. Okay, that's not good. Thanks for the feedback, Abdul. That's always great. Let me see. All right, okay, got it. I checked. I hope it's better now. Should be, should be. Okay. I checked if I'm online, and I think I forgot to mute myself on YouTube. Should be fine now. Maybe you can give me short feedback, Abdul. I hope you're well. I hope you had a good. Your mom had a good. You had a good lunch yesterday. Perfect. Nice to hear. And also, I'm happy that my analysis came to fruition yesterday in the afternoon as well. You remember, I was looking for a sustained run lower. All our sell side target yesterday got hit, and we got a real large down close day yesterday. Would not say that it went a little bit further down than I expected, but at least all downside targets were hit. So happy to, in hindsight, that it came to fruition. So actually no longs yesterday at all until the closing macro. There was just a small long opportunity in S&P at about 345. And what I mean is this one here on the 1 minute chart. We had the closing macro here. Let me show this real quick. Yeah, basically the news probably not ideal for this morning session. Not the news, the big down close day yesterday was not ideal for the morning session. So what I wanted to show is the only long setup yesterday was here. In fair value gap here. Market structure shift off the daily low. Market structure shift traded into the fair value gap here, and then went higher, trying to attack this buy side liquidity here, fell short here. So that was in the, I saw that one. That was like, yeah, 15 handles in the S&P, tradable, the only long setup yesterday. And yeah, I think today is still tradable, but it will be much harder. And the perfect setups or the nicer price action will probably be in the PM session today again. So we came down, filled in the opening range gap completely, are back above the opening range here. And again, as I mentioned on the daily chart, a probable target here is the opening range gap at 5553, and also the old daily low here at 5561. I think we could go into that. Yeah, Newsweek's ruin the market structure shift range. Yeah, since there was yesterday such a big down close day, everybody probably wants to jump in today. People are thinking they're missing out, probably trying to short, and that's what we're seeing here. Probably fickle price action, and also like a little bit run against them. So market opened here. So far, market opened here. People who shorted are stopped out with this run higher. People who bought after the retracement went into the breakout traders, got tripped in long after the open and got now stopped out probably as well with this quick retracement. And yeah, will be a tickle day. But when talking about trades, I prefer the sell side. So I would look for shorts today because I think it's in line with the overall daily bias, and we are in a premium anyway. So we are in a premium at this high of this opening range gap, and we are in a premium relative to the opening prices, and we are long term, or we are higher time frame is bearish. So if I take trades today, I would be interested in a short. Yeah, yeah. Nvidia was lost like crazy. Um, and probably some people got liquidated yesterday. So Nvidia on a daily chart yesterday lost like 7%. And in the S&P, I think we will see some lower prices as well eventually. So another attempt to go lower, and looks like another retracement here. Took out the highs out, fair value gap here into that one. And again, I think level of interest at some point today will be down here, all daily low, relative equal lows here, and also close to the opening prices. So a lot of interest here, and maybe my game plan is that if we can make it a little bit higher into a premium, maybe new week opening gap, old daily low, week consequent encouragement, etc. If we make it up higher here at some point in the afternoon, we could maybe get a very nice short for another attempt to run lower. That's what kind of my game plan is, and what I would like to see in a perfect world. Or so what are the setups for right now, Abdul? I think it's not extremely high probability. I can see both things. I can, so far, the market is in the upper portion of the opening range gap, first quarter. Didn't close in this fair value gap, so I think we have a likelihood that we go higher in this session. We have to make opportunity, or we have to consider that price might want to go higher into this new week opening gap, so 5552.75, and maybe as far as this open old daily low 5561. So I have two scenarios. I think we could potentially go higher to like 5561.5. That's one scenario. And on the other hand, I would like price to go lower and take out sell side liquidity here. And since I have both two draws on liquidity, it's not extremely high probability today, in my opinion. So I can see both sides. And my overall game plan for the day is I move higher first into these premium areas, and then maybe in the afternoon session or at the lunch session, uh, a retracement lower, attacking the lows here and making a new lower low. So this session could likely go a little bit higher. On the other hand, I would, if I get a really nice short scenario here, somewhere in the premium area, I would also try. I would also be willing to try a short, but today is not ideal because I have two scenarios I can see. Took almost the sell set and now the buy set before the silver bullet time frame. There's a huge gap to go for longs. The psychology overall is to recover from tomorrow. Yeah, I think like gun to my head, if I have to decide for one scenario, I think the more likely one is I run higher into this opening range gap, into this old daily low here, and then at some point lower prices today again. But we could also just turn around here and attack sell side liquidity down here. So will be hard to trade today. Now we have potential market structure shift here. We have worked a lot in the premium area here. And they say trading is an easy job. The quote I like the most is trading is the hardest way to earn easy money. And I think that fits perfectly. Trading is truly the hardest way to earn easy money. I mean, in theory, it's pretty easy, right? You press a button and an hour later you're rich. But no one knows what kind of experience is necessary, what kind of analysis is necessary, what kind of self-control and emotions to handle. So it's fucking hard, actually. But if you're, I think at some point, like at some point, if you really like have the experience, if you're able to master yourself, then man, once you mastered yourself and you have your model and you have the right concepts, then it can become really easy. Imagine waiting daily and looking at charts as setup and it's not formed and they say it's easy lol. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is sometimes. I think that's also the hardest part. The hardest part is like if you expect something and you're sitting like things I wrestle the most is if I have a clear game plan, a clear scenario I'm waiting for, and then when I'm in front of the computer, like I don't know, I schedule the morning session or the PM session, and when I'm in front of the computer, it just consolidates or doesn't do what I like, and then when I'm off the charts at another session, then the setup forms and it does exactly what I want, and that's one of the hardest things for me to digest. I'm so annoyed then, I'm so angry if like I knew what's going to happen and I was waiting for it, and then you wait like 5 hours in front of the chart, it doesn't form, and then once you once you are, I don't know, do something else, enjoy the day or have other tasks, then it unfolds. That makes me crazy. And then I really have to calm myself down to not do any kind of revenge trading or some other stupid shit. So now we have a market structure shift here, a short term. We have a fair value gap. So what I'm looking is if we can, if this fair value gap here holds prices, builds up some resistance, and if that can form another run lower here. to attack. We have relatively equal lows here, relatively equal lows here. So a lot of sell side. We have also the first presentation of the fair value gap. Yeah. Quote of the day, Guru. Thanks for calling me Guru. I don't think I'm a trading guru yet, but yeah, I aspire to become one. Maybe, maybe at some point. Would not view myself as a guru right now. You are in shorts on SPX target in the last news low. All right. Good luck with that. I'm not too confident yet here. For me, that's not, I don't feel confident enough to take a short trade here. I'm watching this fair value gap of the fair value gap. All right, got it. Yeah, it's a valuable trade, um, but I would recommend you to not take a lot of risk today. For me, it's possible. I'm watching this. I'm watching the CE of this fair value gap here and see how price behaves. And we could potentially go lower from here, targeting equal lows. We have tried a couple of times to go higher. I'm watching how price reacts with this fair value gap here. But I think it's still important to be nimble because we have also traded back again in this 15-minute fair value gap here. So that's potential bullish support as well. And that's why I have a hard time to trade because I can see both sides still. We had a retracement to the midpoint here of this opening range gap. Okay, close stop loss, risk 20% of what I use on the average day. Yeah, I think that's smart. I think in this session you should really not use. Yeah, that's good. I think today making a low risk, not using a lot in this session is a very good idea because as I said, I can really outline both scenarios. I can see that we go higher. I can see that we have a fair value gap here, which acts as support so far. Bodies did not close in it. And I can also see a lot of sell side interest here. So I'm not confident enough at the very moment to short in here. We're really like stalling here. And so far we have actually closed above the midpoint of this gap. So that's not ideal for shorts. Can still go well, but it's not ideal that we closed above the midpoint here, and we definitely don't want to close above the high of this fair value gap here. So far, it hasn't closed on the 1 minute, and we definitely don't want to see that. My stop personally would be probably 5547.5 or just above this high if I would have taken a short here. Okay, we closed above the fair value gap. That's not good. That's not ideal. That's not ideal for shorts. That's a sign that it's not an easy high probability trade. And it's choppy today. I absolutely agree, Abdul. It is really choppy today. And yeah, it's still 50-50 in my opinion, to be honest. All right, yeah. So you have the same stop as me, or as my potential stop I would have had. All right, so we closed above it, but still went back to the discount low. So very choppy, very choppy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really happy I'm not in this trade. I would not feel comfortable. Um, it's not the reaction I would have liked. I would have closed anyways now, I think. Um, Traded back to the at least cooling down the trading insect inside me, lol, at least better than force trading. Yeah. Yeah. If you're really like, if you're aware that if it's just to calm you down, that's probably good. If you're aware that it's difficult and not high probability and you just don't use a lot, that's good. And if you see it doesn't work out, then just good to stop probably and not take another trade. Just good to take it easy. So I think if I would trade and then take a loss, I would like stop for the day with this one small loss and not try to get back in. I would not take a second trade after. But it could still, it could still pan out. It will just probably take a lot of time and 0.01 contract size. So I think that's probably the most minimum. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The most minimum, I think that's possible, right? Yeah, let me check. Yeah, we're basically just at the opening. We went lower initially after the day opening, went a little bit higher now, but we're basically pretty much at the open. And so far it looks bullish on the 15 minutes still. We have taken out sell side buy side liquidity here, equal highs here though, but we are at least holding ground here at the premium end of the opening range gap. We found support at the midpoint and we have respected this 15-minute fair value gap so far. So the 15-minute is bullish and the lower time frame is pretty choppy, pretty ugly, consolidating. If the market would be strong and bearish, it should have already went lower from here after making the high of this opening range gap and taking out the equal highs here. The market should seeking lower prices already, in my opinion. It should, the consolidation is also fine, looks like a fake bull flag probably to some retail traders, so might trap people, okay. That's a bull flag and could also still go lower from here. But so far it looks undecided and a little bit more bullish, to be honest. Again, have the 5, have the 50, have the old opening, new week opening gap in mind, which is 5553, approximately 7 handles away. All right, stop loss hit. Sorry for that. But yeah, that's what happened on these days. So take it easy and probably do not take another trade probably in this session. So just wait for the afternoon session if you want to take another trade up till. That's how I would do it, at least, I guess. and I'm watching this no new opening, new week opening gap, this old one for now, and I'm watching the midpoint, so 5558 approximately, and I'm watching this old daily low 5561, and it would be good if we do not go much higher than this, in my opinion. uh, I think that that would be enough for a premium to go lower at a later point in the day here, since we do not want to see too much of the range traded back into it. If we expect lower prices today later in the PM session, uh, we we would we don't want to see the midpoint traded to, so 5593 should not be traded to, and it should actually um, go even lower. It should actually stay lower, so it would be a deal in the first third or first quarter, not go higher than the first third or the first quarter of this yesterday's candle here. And would be nice if we can I have a question off the topic. Are you full-time trader? Yes, I am. I was working for a bank, for a private bank as a multi-asset trader 1.5 years ago. And I quit my job there because the concepts I learned, the smart money concepts from ICT were just mind-blowing. So I knew that I cannot implement that with the bank, or no one would like believe me in the bank if I told them that. And I thought the opportunity is bigger if I do this on my own, and I was not allowed to trade privately in the bank. So I quit my job 1.5 years ago, and since then I am doing this full time every day, almost every day, and I'm doing AM and PM session privately. I'm just streaming the AM session, and basically I'm the whole day in front of the charts beside during the special hours. And yeah, I'm long answer short question. Yeah, I left my job to trade full time 1.5 years ago, because I thought the opportunity was, it's just too good what I'm learning here, and at some point I thought, okay, I'm good enough to make a living out of that. However, um, I I started also some side businesses. So I'm full-time trading. That's my absolutely main priority and my main focus. However, I besides my main job, when I quit, I also started some side self-employed businesses. I founded my own company, and some other stuff, so that I have an additional income stream. I think it's very important that you don't, once you start full-time trading, I think it's still good if you have or I think it's very important to still have an additional income besides trading, so I can pay my bills. So I don't need to make money with trading, and I can still pay my bills. That's the main takeaway what I want to say. So yeah, I think thanks. I think it's a risk, or it's was basically a brave move to do, and sometimes you regret it. Uh, Sometimes you're happy about it, um, but at the end of the day, I that's what I want to do, and I will not go back. I took my decision, and I will stay with this full-time trading. But yeah, I think for me it was important to have additional income earnings besides trading. So even if I don't make uh, a single euro or a single dollar in trading, or if I lose with trading, I can still survive and still pay my bill, and I think that's very important. I would recommend that to anybody who starts full time. Um, Also makes it a little bit more easy for the psychology, right? So if you, I think I mean, it's challenging enough psychologically trading. Everybody who trades, I think, knows what I mean. It's hard enough to to manage your psychology, and if you really, I don't know, if you really if you need to if your trade depends on if you can eat the next day, then it becomes just impossibly harder, I think. So um, once you're not settled for life, I think it's good to have another income to make pay your rent and get food on the table. Yeah, a lot of people tell me about these funding accounts, and I have thought about it, making funding accounts. I do have my own capital, so I'm fine without funding accounts. I can trade with my own money in my own accounts, so I'm not relying on funded accounts personally. I can I can survive without funding accounts. But yeah, I was already thinking about this. The only thing I'm not um, yeah, sure. Like what I could do that. Just an idea. Live stream title would be like passing funded accounts live with ICT concepts. Yeah, and I think some people are probably doing this, and I could do it. I don't know. I'm just not trusting the funded accounts 100%. Like if you heard ICT talking about funded account companies, he is, you know, it's he's also not trusting the funded accounts 100%. He says like it's just basically demo accounts and not real money behind it, and they just live on the percentage of people failing and rebuying in. So I'm not trusting that business and the funded accounts 100%. And if you listen to what ICT said, he said like once, uh, as soon as you, yeah, yeah, but maybe he promoted Top Step at some point, I think, because his son wanted to do it. But he also says now or said recently, um, he doesn't want his son to do funded accounts. He wants him to make some money, and as soon as he has enough money, I don't know. I think he thought about. Um, he said as soon as you have like his son made like 10,000 euros he will put that in a real account, and then just he just wants his son to trade with real capital in a real broker, and that's what he said recently and what he recommended to do. So short and sweet, ICT said save up some money and take it to a real broker, and yeah, that's what I did. You know, I I have my real money in my real broker, and I'm trading with that, and I'm basically fine with that. I don't need funded accounts. Um, just to, but maybe I will do it at some point. Like I will think about it up to maybe at some point I get myself to do a funded account challenge just for fun or just for this channel here. Um, just I mentioned this new week opening gap high, and we just, so tape reading, we had a successful tape reading again here. We reached my first upside target here, 5552. We've just touched the low end of this opening range gap here. So nice tape reading and another success in my opinion. Here outlined that before, even though it's really not very high probability today. And we can see now next step is the midpoint. Next step here is midpoint, consequent encouragement of this new week opening gap, and this is 5558.75 approximately. We can see if price can make it to the midpoint here, and then eventually to this old daily low here. The green lines here are old daily lows, 1, 2, 3, the last three, and the blue ones are the new week opening gaps here. And I think we are now in a nice premium, so I would still prefer shorts here. I would like to look for shorts at some point. Not sure if we are 100% done yet. I think we could still go higher. It would be nice to see price trade to the midpoint and maybe to this old daily low, and then do a nice setup for a short here. That's what I would like to see ideally. But maybe it just forms in the afternoon. Let's see. Here in hindsight, we can see that this fair value gap did not give us resistance, and we actually got an inversion fair value gap here, traded through, came back, inverted this fair value gap, and then ran higher into the new week opening gap here. So for just X course here, of course capital is not real, but payout is real. That's right, there are those stupid rules, but what opinion does a 18-year-old got accept funded accounts? We all know trading with $100 will get you nowhere. Yeah, I agree. Like I'm not saying it's bad. I think don't get me wrong. I think I agree with ICT. I think if you have saved up enough money, if you have, like, let's take the 10,000 euros or dollars ICT mentioned. If you have like that kind of money saved up, I think it's the best thing is to just go to a real broker with your real money and just do your thing, so that you don't need to rely on funded companies. But of course, if you're young, and of course, if you have not yet saved up capital, and if you cannot afford to trade if you can just afford to trade with $100, that makes no sense in a real broker account. And I think then don't get me wrong, I think these funded accounts are a good opportunity to save some money. And if you really get the payouts and everything, and you can, I don't know, let's stay with the $10,000. If you can get $10,000 out of funding accounts, that's amazing, and then that's a good starting base. So nothing wrong. I'm just not trusting it 100%, but obviously for some people it's working, I guess, or they are actually paying you out. Minimum of 5K is required to enter the markets. Yeah, I think, probably, 5K probably the minimum, maybe 10K even better, of course. But yeah, I agree. Under 5K it really makes no real sense. I mean, you can do the math for yourself, right? If you make like 1 or 2% a week, or with 5K you can, if you make 1%, a week, it's like 50 $50 a week. So it's hard to make a living out of that. It's a bit skeptical, yes, but on the other hand, what opinion we teens got that the problem, even I don't really like these prop firms. The roadmap is to get payouts and shift to the real account. Yeah, sure, I agree with you. Nothing wrong with that, Abdul. So I don't want to talk you out of that. If you're young, and I mean, it's amazing. You're 18 and you're already aspiring a trading career, and um, yeah, probably life in Pakistan is also not easy. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. So I think for you it's an amazing opportunity to, if you're good at trading and if you can be consistent, it's amazing if you can pass a prop firm challenge, and if you have a prop account and if you get payouts, it's amazing. And at some point, if you're good enough, you can take that money and put in a real trading account, and then you're truly independent. And it's really your money, and basically nothing can happen to you. So that's a good roadmap. So I would stick with that. Short term, yes, but in the long run, the main personal account. Yeah, sure. I think that should be the goal for everybody. Um, if you can have a personal account, you should do it right away, probably. And if you need to save up some money, then prop firms are a good option. And I mean, if you're really good, like if you have a track record and if you're really good, then I don't think you will have a problem to get capital together. You know, once people see that you're good at and that you're consistent and you have the track record, it doesn't matter. Like you will find a way to get some money together, and people will fund you probably, or you will find a way to do the trading once you're really good and confident. Whether it's personal account, whether it's funding account, whether I don't know someone you know um, funds you maybe. All right, so we have traded into this opening range gap here. A new week. I'm really struggling with that. New week opening gap. I really struggle with that term. Like I'm always getting some misspell in that. So we traded into this new week opening gap, and we have a 1 minute fair value gap here. Traded into that, just the same height, I think. High 552.5, high 552.5, and we have a retracement so far. Don't think we're done with that. I'm not thinking that this is a very high probability short here. It's also 10:50. It's 10:50, and we have 1 minute until the full hour macro starts. The next 20 minutes, and we should see some movement here. I don't think this is a short here yet. I think it will be a short at some point today, but I don't think it's a short yet. We have a 5 minute fair value gap. So far, it is respecting that. Um, so far, it's respecting that, and I think we'll press a little bit higher into this new week opening gap with the macro. That's what I believe. We have touched the bullish order block on the 15-minute chart. We have touched um, we have traded into the fair value gap so far. So far, we have closed above, and I think it's pretty likely that we will see at least another attempt higher here. And once we trade back into this fair value gap, I might even try a long here. with a very low risk. Yeah, probably too late. Didn't pay enough attention here. I think this should be an area of support here. And I think we will see higher prices. At least another attempt to go higher. And ideally, I would have liked to go long here in this 5-minute fair value gap. That would be ideal. Not sure if I get that. Let's see how much of a drawdown that would be. Yeah, it's a lot. Stop would have 9-handle stop. That's too much for my liking. It's not a low risk. If it would have touched the fair value gap here, then it would be a 5-handle stop. I would have taken it. I think it will go higher from here. Another run at least. We could see another run to the midpoint of this new week opening gap and to the old daily low. I think that's where we're going to draw to. I really wanted to take that long here just for showcasing purposes. I would have not taken this long here with a lot of leverage. I will actually take it now. I will take it for showcasing purposes. Would not take that with my live account. And good 7 win. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, stop has to be below here, actually. And let's see where we have. We can see the midpoint of this new week opening gap, but ideally I would like to see this old daily low here to be reached to, and it's also old high here. Let's see. We're in the last hour macro, so if it runs, it should run in the next minutes. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's not the ideal trade. We are already in a premium. We are way above the opening prices. We are above the opening range gap, so we are in a premium already. We have immediate rebalance here on the 15-minute chart. We had retrade to this order block wick here, and we have traded into this 5-minute order block here, and we should not come back. We should not close below the midpoint in here, in my opinion. And we could see we had a retracement after touching this old new week opening gap, and we should, in my opinion, expand higher and at least do an attempt to go to the mean threshold of this new week opening gap. And let's measure that exactly. Let's not guess here. Let's make it serious. All right. It's about, the midpoint is about 558.75. It's not exactly, let's do it exactly. The midpoint is like 5585.75. And once we reach the midpoint, I will put the stop to break even. I don't want to lose on this trade. If I would have a partial on, I would have taken a partial here after taking out this high. So I would have taken a partial yet. And I will actually reduce the risk now to here. It should not come back down here if I'm right. So midpoint is reached. Midpoint is reached, and I will put the stop to almost break even now. Or I will actually put it to break even. Plus one tick. It can go back down and stop me out, but then and it's okay. My first target was reached here. It was a nice little long trade here, and we have reached the midpoint of this new week opening gap. So I don't want to risk that it comes back down. I think we could still go to this old daily low, so that would be a deal. That's what I would like to see. I think that's not unlikely. However, it can, after reaching the midpoint, it could come back to the premium low here and stop me out. And I don't want to take a loss on this trade. So now I'm comfortable. I have locked in a very, very, very small profit here. And again, it's not a trade I would risk a lot of money or I would do in my personal account. But here, since I'm streaming, I want to show you something. Gotta entertain my audience, right? I hope you are entertained. Or how did Gladiator say it? Are you not entertained? Yeah, it's a nice little scalp, like from the, so it's already 5 handles here. So that's a nice little scalp with these 5 handles. So that can be enough for a trade. And yeah, let's see. I hope it doesn't. I hope it stays here and makes another attempt to go to the old daily high here. If not, my first target was reached. And again, if I would have a partial here, if I would have 2 contracts on here, I would have definitely I would have taken one off already, and I would have banked a partial win here since I have only 1 contract on here. I can't do this, but that's why I moved my stop up, and we can observe this fair value gap here. It should also not. Actually, I will adjust my stop here. Okay, can't do it. It should. Can't touch my stop. Stop -2. We can adjust the stop to here. And so I would have taken another partial here. So if I would have 3 contracts on, I would have taken another partial here. And now I will move up the stop a little bit more aggressively. I don't want it to, we will bank some profit here. I don't want it to come back here. After it took out this high, it should not take out this low, otherwise we have a small market structure shift. So I can, and we are also just at the midpoint of this gap. And now we hit the old daily low. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, nice one. I like it. I like it. So that was a very nice little scalp. I'm very happy. Was, from my opinion, was just a 1-1 R. Was just a 1-1 risk to reward trade, but very very nice price action, very nice target, very nice risk management. So I personally am very happy with this trade. I think that was a nice example. And yeah, that's what I want to show you if I stream. Glad with that. And was just 1 contract, so, but still, a nice little scalp here. $400, and it was approximately, it was, oh nice, 8.5 handles here in the S&P. Not bad, almost 10 handles. So that's actually, yeah, and even on a choppy day like this, so even on a hard day like this, having such a nice little execution, really, really happy with that. That's cool. It was not my model. I was not 100% my model. The fair value gap was, but it was a little bit improvised. So fair value order block here. Let's take the executions off here. So order block here on the 15-minute, target, still a target left, and fair value gap entry here. I was a little bit late, couldn't come back, so I basically missed the perfect entry here, but was still good enough. And yeah, so basically it was a silver bullet. If you consider the entry here, it was a silver bullet. And put the executions back on, and yeah, so that's it, I think, for the session. I'm glad I could do the trade. Definitely helps the self-confidence, Abdul. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that on the live stream. And I think that's it. Also another tape reading example. So my second target got hit, my upside target. So we had, or the third actually, the midpoint of this gap and the old daily low here. So another nice tape reading example with a successful outcome. And I think now we are in a nice premium. So I'm watching if I still think that we have a nice sell side liquidity target here at the opening prices with the relatively equal lows. And what I'm watching, what my game plan is for today, again, is I will see if we can find a short opportunity after coming up into this premium during the lunch session, or preferably the or to have third or the PM session preferably. So yeah, I hope you like this little live stream and this little example. If you're watching, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, would be really cool. If you would really motivate me, would really help me to grow the channel if you subscribe to the channel. Feel free to recommend the channel and give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. I think I will close the stream soon. We have 5 minutes left in the macro, but there's nothing else I want to trade here anymore. To be honest, don't want to take a long here, and the short setup would have to form first, and I think time of day is here the most crucial. So I think for taking a short, we need to wait for the lunch macro and or the PM session. If I take a short, if I will take a short, which I will not stream, that will be not streamed, I will record it, and so that we have everything done on this account recorded. Have you ever thought opening a high frequency trading firm? A high frequency trading firm? Nah, not really. haven't thought about opening a trading firm at all. I maybe because of tax reasons, once you get really good with trading and you earn a lot of money, then at some point it's probably a good idea to open a firm in Austria to save taxes. Maybe I will open a firm at some point. Haven't planned it yet. Maybe I will open not really a high frequency trading firm, but kind of one of my goals and dreams is to have a fund. Maybe at some point in life I will try to do a kind of a fund, a managed fund, where people can put in money, and I will probably use what I know and my trading skills to manage that. No, in Dubai. I'm, like, and no manual trading, algorithmic trading, ICT talks about. No. Yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm not good with IT, to be honest. I'm not a really good, I'm not good at IT, so I cannot, would be cool to like do algorithmic stuff, but um, I would need someone who writes me an algo and who knows how to do this programming and algorithmic stuff because I'm really bad with IT. If someone writes me an algorithm, I could do a company. But also ICT already tried to do it and he said he could not do it. So, and if ICT was not able to make an algorithm, I'm not sure if I can do it. Yeah, just need to find good developers. Okay, if maybe some good developer, watches this channel and he thinks he can do it, welcome. Um, yeah, and I think I would still found I have 6 algos right now, high frequency trading algos. Or okay, cool. Uh, did you write them yourself, or did you have a developer? Um, did a developer do it? And are they working out? Are they profitable? Which of course I crack bought and 2 and cracked 4. Yep, they're working out. Cracked 4. But for that I need 0 spreads and no commission. Okay, yeah, that will be hard. I don't know if it's possible to get zero spreads and no commission. But cool, yeah, amazing. Amazing that you managed to do that. All right, a last analysis today. We have traded to the high end of this new week opening gap, and so far we have turned. We are below the midpoint, and I think we will now go to the um, low of this new week opening gap. And we can see if we touch the low and go higher still, or if we range here, and at some point when the time is right, I would look for shorts, but not now. Um, I can do it illegal with a local broker, but I really wouldn't at any cost. I want to do it legally. I can double your capital in. It can double your capital in 28 minutes, 100% on US 30. Okay, that sounds amazing. Wow. But if you have that good of a trading algorithm, um, maybe you don't need to trade manually. You can just you can stop trading manually, right? You can just let your algo go. All right, would be cool. I have to get off the stream now, but yeah, maybe we can catch up on that conversation another day. Would be cool if you tell me more about your algorithm. Um, if it's that good, you should definitely try to implement it. License for high time frame costs 23K. All right, in Dubai. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but I mean, if your algo is that good and it works, then it's probably all right. Sure. Um, let me know. Let me know how your algo works, and if it's that good and that consistent, and you can really double your money, you should definitely try to implement it at some point. Um, all right. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a very pleasant day, and all the best. And let's see what we can do in the afternoon session. Bye bye Abdul. Bye bye everybody. Again, if you like the live stream, if you like what I'm doing, leave the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel would be cool. And see you tomorrow.